Welcome to Flores and Friends. We got a great show for you today, and it's definitely going to be a very important event. So I got to tell you some things I found in the news. I always like to talk about stuff. A Saudi Arabian bride and groom have a prenuptial agreement that she wouldn't use social media and post pictures of their ceremony. She ended up doing it anyway, so the groom actually filed for divorce. The bride's family says the agreement had been unfair, while the groom's relatives said he was within his rights to file for divorce, even though they had only been married for 2 hours. Some people go out for ice cream, and some people get married and divorced all in the same day. Today is the election in Nicaragua. President Daniel Ortega is expected to win, but has picked a running mate, which is his wife. That is the true meaning of keeping it in the family. The Pew Research Center reported last night that more than 250,000 Americans have not read a book in the last year. Kendall Jenner said today, "A book? What's that?" Congratulations to the Chicago Cubs, World Series champions. They haven't won a series since 1908.
Some other time. Lightning
strike. 60 years. Great Game 7. It was like a movie, back and forth, rain delay. You're thinking, oh, is the curse going to be over? The drought. And remember the scene from Back to the Future? Let's see this clip.
Look, some other time.
Lightning struck that thing 60 years ago.
Wait a minute. Cubs win World Series.
Looks like the scene from Back to the Future did come true, though 1 year later. But that's okay. Congratulations to the Cubbies. U.S. News and World Report released a best countries list. You'd expect the U.S. to be number one, right? No. Germany was ranked first, followed by Canada, the U.K., and the United States, who actually came in fourth. But it's okay. America is still first in political scandals, obesity, and prison populations. Senator Ron Johnson, he's a Republican from Wisconsin, says he doesn't think people should worry about finding solutions to climate change because historically, civilization thrives in warmer temperatures. Climate has always changed, always will, and we will adapt. You may have heard that AT&T has bought CNN. AT&T chief Randall Stevenson called the cable news network culturally significant and said that it would remain independent if AT&T owns it. CNN is the American symbol of American journalism and First Amendment free speech, which is what this chairman from AT&T said. Well, that's interesting. Let's watch this clip from Don Lemon.
I can't have a conversation with you if we're both talking at the same time. What it sounds like to me is that you're accusing me of violence and supporting something, a narrative that I'm not necessarily in support of. And if that's what you're accusing me of violence, then you can leave. That's not true. I don't support violence of any type against police officers, against anyone. So if you're accusing me of that, then you're welcome to leave.
Independent journalism and First Amendment free speech. Until you disagree with me, then just get out of here, all right? Residents at Trump Place in New York want to change the name of their building. One lady said, it's so embarrassing to live in this building. 81 residents out of 240 have signed a petition to change the name of Trump Place. Today, Trump was busy writing 81 letters of eviction. A 50-year-old man's skin turned yellow after consuming large quantities of energy drinks for several weeks. Ooh. Winnie the Pooh said today, "What's the problem with turning yellow? It's a good color." A woman in Japan who farted when she was undergoing surgery wound up suffering serious burns on her waist and legs. The patient's in her 30s. She was undergoing an operation which involved applying a laser to her cervix, the lower part of the uterus. The laser is believed to have ignited by the gas she passed. You got to be careful having Mexican food before surgery. They're not used to that in Japan, all right? Eating a lot of fish. Throw some beans in there, woo, everything goes crazy. Authorities are investigating the story behind more than 80 ballots showing up in the mail, all with different names though, but they were addressed to the same single-unit apartment where an 89-year-old lady lives. The Los Angeles County Register's recorder's office says they think they might have a case of fraud. You think? Donald Trump said today, "This is the perfect example of election rigging." Trump's campaign manager leaned over and told him, "The 89-year-old lady, she's a Republican." Department store Neiman Marcus is selling collard greens for $66 online. for plus $15.50 in shipping. It advertises that the vegetable is seasoned with just the right amount of spices and bacon and ships fully cooked and frozen. I don't get it. Neiman Marcus, what are they going to do? Sell menudo next? But only on Saturday and Sunday. And remember, bring your pot with you. Third-party candidate Gary Johnson faked a heart attack on a TV show. Let's see this.
Let's talk about marijuana. You have a 1 in 5, a higher chance of having a heart attack within the first hour after you smoke marijuana. There are legitimate side effects of this drug. The THC, when in the 60s, you know, I think the governor has had great fun with his humor, but it isn't funny that we're putting our kids and the future of this country at risk. It's not funny. It is something that we as Americans have got to pay attention to.
Gary Johnson is hilarious. I don't care that he doesn't know where Aleppo is or doesn't know the name of any foreign leaders. I think our sidekick, Jimmy Della Valle, should definitely go ahead and get him a job on the road. Get him on the road, Jimmy. We got a great show for you today here on Flores and Friends. We've got Mike McGill from Shameless. He's been on Mad Men. He's been on 3.5 Men. A bunch of other great shows. Bosch from Amazon as well. So he's going to be coming on the show. Randy Thomas, she is been the voice of the Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys, and she is the voice of Entertainment Tonight. We're going to enjoy her coming up here on Flores and Friends as well. We got Shane Sparks. He's a choreographer and judge. If you remember the show, So You Think You Can Dance. So You Think You Can Dance. That'll be coming up as well. And Omar from Cholo's Try, Omar Camacho. Stephanie Eddy from Sangre Negra is going to be here as well. And Joey Medina, he's a legendary comic, and I just have loved his stuff all the time, and I'm really excited to have him come on the show. We're going to have him doing some comedy, and we'll put him on the couch as well. So that's all coming up here on Flores and Friends.